had a lot of challenges and trauma as children, my parents were so supportive of different aspects of my personality. My father was a huge advocate for children and empowerment, and he wanted to see me like glow and shine. And then my mother was always having these really personal, deep conversations about life and spirituality and aliens and magic and humanity, politics, everything. So my parents were huge in my development as a spiritual practitioner. And as I got older, I've had some fantastic leaders and teachers, one of which is my mentor in Sedona, Arizona, who is actually a native medicine woman from the Wolf clan. She taught me quite a bit about sound healing and how to implement it into my spiritual practice. So that's kind of where I learned a little bit about this and how to better empower people with, sound healing. So you might be asking, what is sound healing? Sound healing is a metaphysical and physical form of sound implementation on the physical body. When you are in a meditative state, which I will put all of you into as soon as we start the meditation, you will sit and listen to the music, the sounds, the bowls. The bowls are crystalline, so they're actually literally made of crystal, and they are tuned and shaved to the proper hertz for each chakra. So this big baby right here in the center, that is my root bowl, which is actually who's going to be hosting our bowls right now. The root obviously is at the tailbone or the back of the body, the spine. And the way that the root works is that it kind of connects you to the ground and to yourself. And that's why I picked for the Virgo moon to have kind of more grounding, because I feel a little ungrounded today. So I feel like the sound bath meditation will not only help me get into more of a grounding, but I feel like it'll help that with you guys as well. And the reason that the bowls are tuned to a certain crystal hertz, hertz is a tone. It's a sound tone that penetrates the body. And these specific tunes, they help with those specific chakras because that's their hertz or their elemental energy that connects with you. Yeah. So, do you have any questions for me, Amber, that I can't think of?
I guess, we're all just excited to get started. I just want to mention we've got, we're doing this all on Zoom. So thank you everybody for the feedback about the audio. We'll do our best to make sure that that's consistent throughout. But yeah, I guess, Kiara, really the only question I have for you, because I'm just curious, is, what is your favorite thing about doing sound healing? Because I actually recently got a set of sound healing bowls, and they're so calming, and I love them. But sometimes I'm like not quite sure when I should go and pick them up, or what should trigger that kind of work. Do you have any advice for that when sound healing is appropriate?
I would say that honestly, sound healing is always appropriate, even if you don't think you need it. There are days where I'm unbalanced and sad, and that I'm like, whoa, how do I fix this? Do I take a bath? Well, sometimes a bath will help, but a lot of times it's listening to music that actually helps you understand like how you're feeling. The sounds in particular with sound baths, they help you decompress and purge. So I think that if you feel like you need it, like at all, like even if it crosses your mind, like you need to go and do it. And you don't have to do it for yourself, even if you have bowls at home. Mind you, this entire set cost me a couple grand, so they're not cheap. But the Tibetan bowls you can get for $100 or $60, $80. It depends. Sometimes you can find them at Goodwill and some little, hand-me-down shops that will definitely have them for you. But I highly recommend sound baths all the time.
Awesome. Thank you. And, is there anywhere, I know some people record these and put them online. Is there anywhere you want to direct people if you have some recorded possibly?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a YouTube and a website under the name Crystal Prophecy. So my website is crystalprophecy.live, Live, like live. And all of the videos are there in the video section at the very top of the page. You'll find it immediately when you go on there on the home. And then on YouTube, my name is Crystal Prophecy, and you'll find me pretty easy. But if anybody does have issues, just let me know. We can send out little emails with cute invites to the videos. You guys are welcome to watch. I even have some on there with my sisters. So if you guys wanted to see how cute we were last year, that was their first sound bath that they ever did. So YouTube and my website.
Awesome. Awesome. And then we've got one more question and I'll let you get started. How did you learn to play these? Like, do they produce different results if you play them a different way, or how does that work?
There are two ways to play the bowls, which I can show you guys. If you can see, I have two different mallets. Can you see them?
Yeah, you might want to bring them a little closer, but yeah, we can see them.
I will walk over there.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful.
So the mallets do different things. The more circular mallet, it's supposed to be inside. The more straightened mallet is outside. Which you can hear because there's a little bit of that crystalline middle sound that comes off the bowl. And with the mallet that's more soft on the inside, it's more, I don't know, it's softer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I learned how to do this by being thrown into it by my mentor at a sound bath meditation in Sedona. She wanted to train me as a priestess in a way, so like an priestess. That's our name. So it's an apprentice, a priestess. And so she's like, "Yeah, you're gonna sit here and play the bowls," and I'm like, "What? You mean these breakable glass-looking things that I could smash?" And she's like, "No, it's easy. You just do this." And then I was like, okay, I got this. Let's do it. Let's try it. So she kind of, pushed me to do it. Now I feel very connected to the bowls. I have every chakra here, including an unknown chakra, which is it's called the Metatron's chakra. So the way that I look at it, because I interpret it differently than how they interpret it in Hinduism, but Metatron's chakra is going to be just under your roots, so where your feet touch the ground, and connecting to your higher self, which is your crown chakra. So you guys will all witness all of the sounds together once we go into it.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm super excited. I'm sure everyone else is too. I guess we'll just let you get started if you're ready to go.
Yeah, and you can let me know about the volume. We're gonna play the music before I begin, so I can test that really fast for you guys. So not unbearable.
Sounds good to me. How does everybody? You want to drop in the chat how it sounds to you? Let us know how it feels.
All right, so let's begin then. I have just burned some dragon's blood dipped sage for you guys. The reason I chose the dragon's blood is because it holds protective qualities. So I'm burning it to have that activation for us. But if you guys could relax, get in a position that's very comfortable, set yourself very softly, we can begin this practice. Amber, if you want to put me up for the pin so that I can have everybody's visibility there for a second. I'm going to read you guys a little bit for that Virgo moon really fast so that we can move into the initiation of this meditation. This is the last winter full moon, rising in our mutable earth sign Virgo, known as a sign of health, organization, and healing. This makes it an auspicious time to let go of anything standing in the way of your wellness, unhealthy habits, unchecked emotional baggage, or even clutter in your home as the last hurrah. Use the illuminating power of the full moon to see exactly what you need to be cleared out of your life and allow for a fresh, expanding growth. This lunation will help all of us to see the little details of our life more clearly so we can make the necessary adjustments. All right, so let's take a deep breath, breathing in and out. Relax the body. If you have to move your hands to get into a comfortable position, do that. Take another deep breath in and out. Just relax the mind, relax the body. Allow yourself to feel your eyes as they're relaxing behind the eyelids. Allow yourself to feel your energy relaxing and decompressing. As you feel your breath moving in and out, continue to feel the energy just soften in the system. Relax the jaw, relax the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Relax the shoulders, spine. Relax your hips and your legs. Let yourself become like jello, just soft. Now we're going to be focusing on our chakras. Please pay attention to your crown at this moment, imagining a white orb illuminating above your crown, just above your head. Feel this white orb as it illuminates and pulses. Allow it to move down, down into the third eye, into the head, turning now into a purple, deep purple. Now as it moves, feeling that warm, tingling sensation, move it down, down through the mouth, into the throat. Feel yourself relaxing your throat and your breathing with that blue. Now take it down deeper. You have your two heart cavities, your high heart, which is pink, and your low heart, pure heart, which is green. Feel that energy swirling, giving your heart some healing, some warmth. And as you move it down, move it through the chest, into the stomach, swirling around clockwise with that golden yellow, that honey color. Let it soak in your stomach and move it down, down. Bring it into your sacral, your reproductive organs with that orange. Now let that soak there for a moment, healing trauma, healing anything that it needs to. If you're on your period, because it's the full moon, let it give ease in the cramps. And now move it down into our final chakra, into that root chakra. Imagine that deep red. Feel that energy of the red. And move it back all through the system. Soak your body in the colors of the rainbow. Imagine now that a gold aura is surrounding the body.
Charlotte.
As we hear a beautiful puppy that's barking in the background. Now take that golden aura and shake it into the system as we begin in the journey. I want you to concentrate on your favorite place. Thinking of what that might look like to you. Is it waterfall or a valley, crystal cavern, your bed, a nice bath, on the beach? Just pick your favorite place in the world. Please enjoy the journey as we begin in our meditation.
Kiara, I'm sorry to interrupt. We can't hear that now. And it was kind of being a little sketchy on audio for some people too. So I'm sorry to stop it. I hope that didn't mess up our healing.
It's okay.
You gotta love it. So some people are like, this is great, it sounds great, and other people it sounded a little muffled. So but that was so cool. Can you talk a little bit more about sound healing, and then how do you couple that with tarot and other modalities that you have? And then I'll let Amber kind of pop back in here, so I'll mute.
Yeah, so sorry about the sound. I feel bad about that. But basically the sound healing is just meant as like a tool to measure your next level of healing. I think it's really useful when it comes to like allowing yourself some space and healing. It is sacred space, so it kind of makes it useful for you to move in and out of your energy and to allow yourself to heal if you're in like, I don't know, if you're going through pain or if you have a lot of stuff going on. The instruments that I use are the sound bowls. I have a gong, I have a drum, I have the rain sticks and the chimes that are over here. Let me grab them for you.
Yeah, I would love to hear a bit more about like the individual instruments.
So that is the chimes that I use. They're called Tibetan chimes. They have the Om symbol carved on them. So their tune is in that hertz energy. The sound bowls are their own chakras. This one is the root. This is sacral. This is solar. There are more bowls behind that will be a little bit more difficult to show you, but they're the higher tuned bowls. The accompanying sound that I'm using is one of my really good friends' flute ceremonies, which is the Kelvin Mockingbird. He has his own Spotify. He was actually given an Emmy Award or nominated for an Emmy Award. So I like to use his music because it's traditional medicine for him, and it's also beautiful accompaniment to the bowls. What else? There's so much.
Actually, a question popping up. someone's asking, how does this feel for you doing this meditation for us? You know, it's so calming listening to it. I'm wondering, what does it have that same effect for you, or how does that feel?
I really love it. I feel on the one hand, it's it's like a performance. Like if you're going to an event, you know, and you want to maintain some kind of field of energy for people. So I always try to hold space for people. So I'm not really focusing on me as much. Um, my favorite part though is the drum that unfortunately you guys didn't get to hear as well, but when you get into the drum medicine, you lose yourself into the drum. And it can be like an amazing experience where you're drumming and you're going and you're moving around the room and you get lost. Like it's almost like you see your spirits or like people who are with you, your ancestors. I feel like in this particular sound meditation that I do, it's very ancestral. I feel like for other sound healer practitioners, they're more focusing on like their bowls or the medicine that they're doing, but for me this is like connecting to our past lives. That's the part of the implementation of the tools that I use, is I like to witness myself in that, you know, different world or somewhere, I don't know, past my heritage, my family. Usually at the end of the sound healing, what I do is I have my cards that I actually am going to do a reading for you guys really quick as well.
Yeah, and we actually, you know, you mentioned Akashic Records. Kathy Corpus here in the chat asking if you could explain a little bit about the Akashic Records. I know we've got another specialist coming on later, but if you could just talk a bit about what that is for some of us who don't know.
Yeah, so the Akashic Records are basically an archive of ancient knowledge from what is, what was, and what will be. It's an infinite, like the way I see it, because a lot of people, when they go into the records, there are different ways to see the records, but to me, it looks like a giant library. And when I go into meditative state, especially when I do sound baths, it's as if I am in the library, and it's got like scrolls and present day books and books of all kinds, parchment, unparchment technology. And when you look somebody up in particular, the way I imagine it is I actually drew what I see when I see the Akashic Records. This is my oracle deck that I created. This is what I see on everybody's scroll or their wisdom, their knowledge, their information. This is what I see. There's, you know, cultural pictures, there's alchemic pictures, there's lunar pictures, there's the Chinese zodiac. And that's kind of what I see when I pull somebody's like archive. I'm like, oh, this is my mother, right? Danielle. This is her information. So it just depends what people see. Did that answer you?
I think so. Yeah, we've got quite a few thanks in the chat. It's interesting, you know, because I myself have had some time to play around in the Akashic Records with Amy Noble, who you guys will be meeting later, and it's a similar experience for me as well. It's like a library. It's almost, you know, some people say, you know, when you're getting close to near to death, it's that your life flashes before your eyes, almost like a book of life kind of deal. So that's really cool. Thank you for that. So you mentioned your deck. I know you created this deck yourself. Do you want to tell us a bit about it?
Sure. So I will be pulling some cards. This one already came out, but the deck consists of astrology, chakras, spirit bodies, and astrological planets. So like the aspects. And basically what it does is it implements tarot, but it's an oracle card deck. As we had earlier, there was a question that asked what the difference between the two is. I created a system where you could use it as either an oracle deck or as a tarot equivalent. The thing is though, is that I use the major arcana instead of the minor arcana or the rest of the deck. So it'll have like the priestess, the moon, the hermit, the hierophant, things like that. That's kind of the focus when you're pulling the deck. And you can use it as like, you shuffle, you could pull it. You could do a 1 card read, you could do a 3 card pull, or you could do spreads that I have posted as well on my website if you're interested in learning more about it. And yeah, it is my baby. It took 12 years to complete, 10 years of creation, idea, drawing, formatting, and then 2 years of drawing, making, painting, and printing. But yeah, I made the entire thing from start to finish.
Quite a lot of passion that goes into that, I imagine.
Oh yeah. And my dad was actually someone who, he's like, you should write a book. And I was like, I don't know, I'm over the book thing. Then I had a brother figure in my life, and he said, you should create a magical tool since you're going into being a healer. So I was like, well, what tool would I create? And I just decided after he passed that the deck was a good call. So.
Are you gonna do a little reading for us potentially? We can pull people from the audience or whatever you're feeling.
Yeah, so this is going to be for the meditation, just as a final, note of what we went through. Is the music too loud or is it good?
I think it's okay. Anyone want to drop messages in? Let us know how it sounds.
It's off right now. Oh, there it is. Okay.
I would turn it down a smidge.
Okay. 1 second.
And we've got, while she's getting that situation, we had a question in the chat about where you can find her deck. We'll drop the link to Kiara's page on our website into this chat shortly after this session. She also mentioned her website. Feel free to get in touch with us, guys. Really, like, we would love to hear from you if you're interested in working with Kiara or any of our other practitioners. Really, we want to get connected with as many of you as we can. So reach out. You can always get in touch with the practitioners through our SoulConX website as well. Yeah. So anyway. All right.
The way that it'll work I'm going to do 2 readings. I'll do the reading for the meditation. Just as a completion, usually I didn't tell you this before I did it because I already did it before we went on, but when you do any form of medicine or magic or sound healing or especially for a large group of people and you're hosting energy, you want to go in and give thanks, hold space. So what I would say, just so you guys have an idea, is Creator, thank you so much for having this session for us, holding energy for us, holding space for us. If you could bring clarity and healing and love to those who need this, and if it resonates, how that they can take away from this. Thank you so much, Creator, for holding this medicine with us. And then I go into the meditation. And then upon closing, which is what we'll do after I do the reading, I'll tell you when we finish the reading. But this is the card that came out. This is our hosted card. This is light and is ruled by Aries energy. And Aries is the emperor in tarot. So this is holding and maintaining your power, your strength, your greatness. The light symbol looks like 2 little diamonds. I know it's hard to see because of the camera quality, but the colors are a color theory. It's about healing. This is, the color of creation and fun and joy. This is a color of acceptance and growth. This is healing. And this is like energy and creation. The card itself says, speak integrally clear what you want to receive that desired outcome. So, say what you want. What are you looking for this full moon? For me, my intention for this meditation was to ground and to release. And that's my integral truth. I wish to ground and release any of the things that I'm going through, any of the energies, the traumas, the pains, or healings, or just if I'm having a bad day, like I just want to ground and release. Light signifies in my deck, there's always going to be you. There's always going to be a light in you. You have that in your system, your soul, no matter how deep, dark, crazy things get, you have that light. And that light spreads and it has a shadow. And as the meditation is meant to do, it'll show you the parts of you that maybe need to be healed or worked on, or it'll do it for you. And it helps you expand and create this clarity within yourself so that you do have an understanding that my light is shining and there will be shadow to attract that, because it's balance. So that's what this card embodies, is that you're going to glow and you need to embrace that glow. And no matter what shadow finds you or comes off from your light, it does not define you, because you are light. So there's that for the meditation. I would say for a couple of you that have some things that came up during it, write down what you saw. And if you do have questions while I continue on, you're welcome to say what you felt or saw or how the experience was for you before we ended with it. And I will do the reading now for the collective. Which is, yeah, funny and obvious, but it's very cute. So in astrology, there is something called Kyan. Kyan is our lovely wounded healer. It represents the parts of us that have, those little holes, those little pockets that we have of pain. And it says, unveil your deepest needs and reinforce your self-care priorities. Just this full moon, self-care. The second card, which follows it, which is even more funny, is South Node. The South Node represents the past, where you came from. So it's saying, obviously, heal from the past. Past life qualities you should leave behind as you seek personal fulfillment. So reinforce your self-care priorities so that you can leave behind things for your personal, fulfillment. And our final card, which is our elemental baby here, which is my favorite part of the deck. There are 34 elementals in my deck. If you know what your elementals are, which is water, fire, earth, and air, there are 30 more that I have added to this deck for you to adventure with and learn more about, but this is water. It's funny that water's coming up because we are in Pisces season and it's a Virgo full moon. I'm sure as our beautiful ladies will continue on in the rest of the session, Pisces and Virgo are opposites in astrology, which is funny because they work so well together when it comes to their energetic transitions. So as above, so below. The Virgo earth energy is being cooled and healed by that water Piscean sun energy that's coming through. And I believe it says, through intuitive and empathic ideals, motivate others to nurture. So after you've healed, or at least attempted to heal and move through what you're going through with your past, your Chiron, your wounded healer, take that past to empower you in your personal fulfillment. It doesn't hold you back, and it isn't something you should destroy or ignore. It's something that you should embody and empower in yourself, and take that and teach it to others who you need or want to help, or who needs and wants you to help them. Questions?
That's crazy. I'm listening to you talk about this, and I was gonna try and sneak in a one-on-one, but I don't even feel like I need it. That is amazing, Kiara, how you do. I don't even know how you do. So, we've still got some time here, I guess. Does anybody have questions for Kiara about her deck, about what she does. I know, Kiara, you do so much, so many different modalities, maybe as people are kind of thinking about that. How is it, you incorporate all these different modalities into one, and it seems to work really well for you. How does that experience work, having all those different backgrounds you can pull from?
Honestly, it can get jumbled unless you find ways to translate all of the teachings, because as you can imagine, there's something called religious studies that they teach in the education system. And I feel like it would be a really good idea for any person to take the class, even if you're not into religion, because I know I'm not into any sort of religion, but I took the class and it clarified all these different aspects of my talents and how I can combine them all, because everything is connected. So whether I'm an astrologist, a Reiki healer, a witch, a historian, a scientist, an alchemist, having all of those different things, yes, I can branch myself into two parts of my brain and my hemispheres, but how do I compile and combine them so that they're in unity? Because they are the masculine, the feminine, they are the scientific, the artist. They're the two different sides of your energy. And I feel like what I learned in religious studies is that if you can find not only, as was mentioned earlier with one of the other beautiful ladies, acceptance, forgiveness, unconditional love, all of those aspects of yourself, then you start to pull them in together. You notice that, oh my gosh, astrology and alchemy, they're used together. They used astrology in alchemy to do their symbols. In science, we use something called the fusion and fission, which is hilarious because it's the same thing as energetic chakra energy mutation in the body. It's the same thing, expanding and contracting. So just when you do this and you have stuff that you're really good at as well, all of you, just mix them together, because that's you. That is literally your defining magic and your tool that embodies who you are, which is something I also teach. It's called clairs and blueprints. I'm sure some of you have heard of a clair, clairsentient, clairaudient, clairvoyant. I mix the idealisms between the clairs and your personal blueprint, which is based off of astrology, your birthday, numerology, and a couple other little things, human design, so that you can have a better picture of like, what am I, who am I, how can I use my tools?
I love it. Thank you. I just learned something new too.
There are a couple of questions that I see on the Q&A that I'm going to answer just really fast.
Go for it. I've got a couple up here from a little while ago as well.
So, Christine, you said, can you see animal spirit guides? Yes. Way easier than our other spirit guides that show up in different forms. They can be like, they can come forward, like say your spirit guide looks like Thoth, which is the bird god in Egyptian culture. He's blue, he's like a stork looking thing. Say that's your spirit guide, but he's coming forward as a duck. Sometimes I will see them in a softer version of what they look like.
I've got one here. Anna Hernandez asked, did you go to school for sound healing bowls?
No, I did not. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, I was thrown in during my mentor's sound bowl healing session. And in that moment, as soon as I touched the mallet to the bowl, it was familiar. So it was like I actually knew what I was doing. The way I would recommend to you, if you want to do it for yourself, take like go get a bowl. It doesn't matter if you get a Tibetan bowl or if you get a crystal bowl, just know that the crystal bowls are expensive. And put the mallet onto it gently. Obviously, do not smash your mallet into your bowl. And just listen to it, you know. Does it feel good? Does it sound good? And do it just softly and gently, and just press it against the bowl until you feel comfortable with it, and just learn your bowl. It's kind of the same thing as playing any instrument. You have to practice and get comfortable with it.
And then, so we've got one more about actually the Akashic Records. Hilda asked, what is the purpose of the records?
They are literally, in essence, our strands of DNA, our life force, our light, our essence, our soul being. Their purpose is, there is no purpose. They are. It is. I am. It recognizes existence. So if it did have a purpose, it would be to record all likes, walks of existence from all of time, backwards and forwards, which time is relative. So there's no such thing as time in the spiritual realm. So I feel like the purpose in that way is just to maintain some form of somewhere to pull energy and information from.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. So I think, I mean, I don't see any more questions in the chat. If just a reminder, everybody, if you have any questions for Kiara, feel free to drop them in.
I have two more that are here that I guess they're in the Q&A, like they're personal, maybe. This one says, it's an anonymous attendee, and it says, how are our ancestors able to help us in this life? So any spiritual entity of all forms, like the only way that they can really help you is if you ask for assistance or help. You have to ask to get their help. My thinking for me, I mean, I feel like this is a different for everyone, but I think that ancestors, mine in particular, they help me with clarity and protection, because I have had a crazy life. I don't even know what to tell you. I'm sure my mom is watching the video right now and she can attest to how crazy my life has been. But I should not be alive right now. There are many circumstances in my life that I should have most indefinitely passed. And I think that my ancestors were there because I needed them to be, and I asked them to protect me, and they did, and I survived. So I think that in you in particular, whoever asked the question, what do you need and what do you want to ask? It can't be selfish, silly questions like bring my soulmate to me, or make me a millionaire, or fix my illness. It's assist me, guide me, help me, heal me, teach me. You know, you cannot take, you know, selfish serving things and make it be helped. So if you feel like your life isn't working or if things are not working out, it's not that your ancestors are not helping you, it just might not be serving you at that time. So patience is also a big deal with ancestors. I hope that answers your question. And the last question I have is, during my meditation, I literally in real life saw my ex's mom in the car next to me, which is, wow, that's crazy. It totally threw me off, but I feel like it means something. Also, yes, I was meditating in a car, not driving though. Nice. Whoever you are, nice. I would say that the reason that your ex's mom was sitting in the car next to you, I don't know if they've passed or not yet, but it's possible that when you're in meditation, you see messages and things that you're supposed to take away from. So whatever you saw, I would say there's meaning in that. Maybe looking at what was her birthday, how does she apply to me? Were we close? Were we not close? does she want to tell me she's okay, or that my ex is okay if I'm worried about my ex? You know, I would say asking those questions would be good. It's possible though that she was just there because she's somebody who is karmically connected to you, and there's a release that's happening in that moment as well. So yeah.
Thank you for that. And so I guess, you know, we're kind of coming to the end of our time here, but I wanted to ask you, Kiara, a bit about, you know, we've had this session now, the audience has gotten a chance to know you. So could you tell us a little bit about like what kind of services do you offer within this healing realm for anybody who's interested in working with you? You know, what is that? I know you do a lot. So what does that look like? Or what could it look like?
So the way I would say to look at this is that I'll give you an idea of what I do, just a couple of things, and then people can like pick and choose like what their current is. But the sound healing can be personal. It can be a personal session, or it can be a group session. I can come to you, which will be an extra cost for travel, or we can do it live via Zoom. So there's the sound bass. I do astrology readings. So I do full charts or small charts. I can do compatibility charts, and I can do like a couple like pinpointed things, like if you want to know about money or relationships or family. And then the last part of it is I have a large tools section of things that I use. I use tarot cards, I use oracle cards, I use energy healing. I can do witch medicine tools as well. So if you want candle magic, if you want herbs for the practice, like doing a spell or healing, I could teach you about that. There's so many tools. But yeah, I mean, definitely it's a question that you can ask, like, what are you looking for? And I can tell you if I do it or not.
Cool. Yeah. So definitely, I mean, you know, Kiara can help you guys with a lot of different things. Definitely reach out and get in touch with her. We've got a couple more minutes before our next session. Kiara, are you interested in the question everyone wants to know? Are you interested in doing a live reading for someone in the audience, or not today?
Yeah, I can do that.
Cool. So do we have anybody who's interested? Let's see who can type fast enough here. Well, oh, we got a few. Okay. Susie Berry. Let's pull you on, Susie. It was quick with it. I love it. All right. Here she is.
Okay.
Hi, Susie.
Hello. I'm so excited. I haven't had a reading in a while, so grand.
Got a couple of cards for you immediately that are like, whoa.
Okay.
So I have this card. It's called the Ethereal Body. It's very pretty. Yes. It represents the heart chakra.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I hope that that's where you need to be focusing on right now. But basically it says, true healing is relearning the way we are designed by the universe in the physical. I would say that from what I feel from you, you're a huge empath. You care a lot about the people around you. You're holding a lot of space for certain people that really need to be like let on their own and do their own thing. So I think that that's kind of a sign of like, you have the energy to just let it out into the universe and say like, okay, take care of these people for me, please. I don't want to do it right now. And allow yourself to pull your energy back into yourself so you can reclaim that power and put it towards what you want to do. Then you got the Mercury card, which Mercury is ruled by Gemini and Virgo, which it's a Virgo full moon. It says to find confidence, communicate with intellect. Mercury is about communication, and it's also can be like if you're expanding your reach to connecting with people. So maybe there's somebody that is trying to connect with you that you need to work on that communication style. Be very careful with how you approach your words, because there's the emotional body. So it's saying that there's a lot of feelings involved with this person. But they need your healing and your truth, and you might be sugarcoating it, but you should really be like, this is how it is, this is what I feel, please take it or leave it and let me reclaim my energy. Does that make sense?
I don't, maybe that might come up this week, but at the current moment, I don't. The first card definitely made sense because I've basically been asked to go out tonight and meet somebody in the park, and I was like, I'm quite cozy at home, I don't want to go out just now, but you wanted me to like leave an hour earlier than I wanted to. Second one, I don't know, I'm pretty much, I'm very honest with my, you know, I don't, I would be the last person to sugarcoat anything, so I don't know. Yeah.
When's your birthday?
The 6th of December.
Okay, Sagittarius. Well, there you go. There's that straight up self.
Yeah.
I think that also though Mercury is definitely about having the confidence maybe to even connect with yourself. Maybe you're that other person that needs that talking to. That's kind of what I feel, is that whoever it is somebody really important to you that you need to connect with and actually have that conversation or be more present emotionally with them.
Yeah, I could do with being a bit more emotionally present with myself, that's for sure.
What do you do for your definitely I think you need to be working in some kind of field of energetic transition. You need to be a healer, that is for sure. But maybe
I am. I work as an energy medicine therapist. So I was supposed to be teaching from 6 till 7, but person that I was supposed to be teaching thought that it was 7 till 8, and I've had to cancel the class, which has meant that I was able to come on and see you, which was great. Yeah, that's been like my communication with logic has been quite difficult because the whole ability to get out the fact that I can do healing online has been really difficult with regards to trying to figure out how to market this class. I want at least 10 people to be there, and just like one person signed up and was bummed out about it, and then she was like, oh, we can do it next week till you get more people.
Do like this, do a very heart-to-heart talk about what you're doing, post it. That's probably what that Mercury in the emotional body is. Boom, post your class, post your thing, say this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it, and maybe use that as your marketing. So that's what I got.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you, darling.
I know we're running a bit over here, so we'll go ahead and say thank you, Kiara, for everything. That was wonderful. We're so glad to have you a part of our community. And again, if you guys want to work with Kiara, you can check her out at our website. We've dropped a couple links in the chat. Yeah, so go check her out.